Jesus Christ died for a reason. And that was out of love. And it's like when we have the advantage of having the Godhead that's going to help us in every single thing we do. Believe that. Take advantage of that. Enjoy that. And if you are a person that is getting a college degree right now, make sure that your degree is aligning with your dream, and don't just throw your dream away because you feel like, well, I got to get a college degree, you know, everybody else is getting one, I guess I better go get mine. No, don't do that. Think about what it is you've been put down here to do, and it may take you a decade for it to finally come to you. It did me. It seemed like I was looking everywhere but where I needed to be looking, which was on the inside. Everything starts on the inside. That's why it's so important. Just like Earl Nightingale talks about, that we should be sitting down thinking with a piece of paper, maybe a computer. I don't know. I do it with a piece of paper, but just thinking and letting the ideas flow to us day after day. If you take 15 minutes to sit with a piece of paper and write down your thoughts. What is it that you want? What ideas do you have? Even if they're crazy, if they're just absolutely crazy, like mine was, that said, I want to give away at least $5,000 a month in my giving. That was unrealistic to me. That was unrealistic, but it's not now. It's not now. We're well above that. So if I can do it, you can do it. Okay. So my daughters have a college degree. I'm not saying anything's wrong with college degrees. I'm saying that if these degrees are not aligning up with what your dream is for your life, then you're going to be kind of miserable because you're not going to be in the purpose that you were meant to be in while you're here. And it's just so important that you don't forget your dream. And are you 50 out there and you're still working the job that, everybody told you you needed to have? Everybody told you, well, you need to go work at Ford, or you need to go work in a manufacturing industry, or you need to, be an accountant, or whatever you chose to do. Are you serving people? Is it fulfilling to you? Is that what you feel like you were put down here on this earth to do? The reason I'm asking you these questions is because I had to ask myself these questions. I had to ask myself, why am I miserable? Why am I sitting here in this job? At one time, I haven't had many jobs that I hated, but at one time I was miserable because I was in a position I wasn't happy in. And I was asking myself this every day. What is it that you're doing? Because life has to be more than getting up every day, getting ready, getting the kids up and ready, taking them to school, going to work, working a full day, going back, pick them up, going home. Let's clean up the house a little bit. Let's make some supper. Let's get everybody ready for bed. And then guess what? We get up and do it again the next day. I always felt like life was more than that. There had to be something bigger out there. And I kept asking for it. Do you ask for it? Do you ask that your every dream be fulfilled? That you have the dream. So what is your dream? What is it? When I say dream, I'm not talking unrealistic. Oh, I'm going to be the president. I mean, that may be your dream. That never was mine. Never wanted to be in a position to where I was being harassed or I was being looked down upon for every decision that I made. I just don't think that people are tapping into what your God-given purpose is on this earth. And I think it's super important that you take some time to think. That's what I was showing you this book. This is a book. You can order it on Amazon. I think it's $4. Very small. I printed out a large version here. But this is, besides the Bible, in my mind, one of the greatest books that was ever printed. Why? And no, I have no affiliation to this, so I'm not going to make a dime if you go buy it. So please don't. But I had this totally given to me when I was 18 years old by a doctor that I worked for. And he said to me one day, do you think that I make the money that I do? And he was very successful. This was in 1989. He said, do you think that I make the money I do because of my college degree? Well, I was thinking, yeah, I do. He said, it has nothing to do with a college degree. He said, it has to do with knowing what you want and asking for it, and then waiting for it to show up, working while you're waiting for it to show up. And he gave me this famous little red book, and that's what it's called. It works. So he gave me this little book, and I went home, 18 years old. I went home, and it tells you what to do. It tells you line by line what to do and why you're doing it. So you would write down your priorities. I'll give you a little brief overview here. You would write down your priorities. What was your wants? What did you need? Actually, at 18 years old, you're probably thinking about, some guy you'd like to date. I'm pretty sure he was on my list. I'm not sure. But the car, the job, the friends, the home eventually. And when you're 18, and especially if you weren't raised with the mindset that you can do anything you'd want to accomplish, you can do it. If you're not raised with that, then you're kind of, you're a small thinker, okay?